This is code.org, and we're going to be using 2D arrays. Now, before I select one of these students, I just want to point out that pick the one that is on a topic you are interested in. Because what they're actually going to require, look, bunch of numbers, bunch of numbers, bunch of numbers. This one actually has doubles, but regardless, and look at their requirements. Declare an initialized 2D array, return temp values, set values, create an array, declare an initialized temp values, set values, boop, temp values, set values. The only thing that's unique right off the bat is that this also has doubles and integers, so your array would be a double array. Regardless, it doesn't particularly matter, so I'm just going to pick this first one and dive in. Okay, a social media analyst wants to store numbers of users on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram over each quarter. Cool. What we're going to do is write the create array method, declare and initialize a 2D array called temp data using the new keyword. Okay. So let's see. Let me go over to my social media manager class. Aha, step 1, helpful comments. Declare and initialize an array called temp data using the new keyword. Great. So we're going to do int square brackets, and this you can kind of look to see what the return type is here, and that should be helpful. Now let me just double check something. Okay, and so now, we don't want a space there. Temp data equals, and this is when we do new int square bracket, tada, something like that. And now in here, this is where we're going to put the sizes. So for this example that I'm currently doing, we have how many? Oh, this is going to be tricky. So it looks like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So right now they're displaying this as columns, where each row represents each quarter in the year. Each column represents the number of users. Okay, and so I'm going to separate. Now, for this aspect of it, guys, for the number of rows and number of columns, I'm just going to stick to the format they have. So 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and this first number's rows. And if you get confused about this, plop, guys, they give you a ton of resources. The number of rows is 4, and the number of columns is 3. Cool. Now that we have that done, we're going to need to return this. And right now they're returning null, so I'm just temp data. All right. Write the set data values method. Assign the values for each row and column in the num users array. Okay, so that is part 3. Set data values. Oh, and they don't provide us this? Oh, we're just going to have to type it. Oh, that is lovely. All right, so we have num users, and why do I know we have this? It's this array right here, okay? And we use create array, and that just outputs the shape. So now we have the empty array. So now I need to use num users, my empty array up here, and I need to fill it in. So to do that, to access each index, I'm going to start with the first, and the first index is index 0, 0. This is going to be miserable. And the first value is 326. Boom. All right. So that's the first index. And now the next one, right, because we're going row column, is this index. And so I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm not writing this a billion times. Boom, boom, boom. And be careful about this. You could mess it up. So the next index, remember, we're still on, right? So index started at 0. So this is index 0 for this row. And this is, I'm not going to be able to read that. So we got index 0 here, index 1 here, 1, index 2 here, and index 3 here. And then up here, right, for the columns, we have 1, 2, and 3. So right now, I have entered 0, 0, which is this. Next up, right, and the first data value that we actually put for this is the row number. So next up is 0, 1. 01 for 2603. Next up after that is this number. Then finally we move down here, and this value would be row comes first, so row 1, column 0. All right, let me keep going. I'm going to get this in and then talk. Thank you, arrow keys. Code.org, I feel somewhat betrayed for having to type all this. Now I have to fix the indexes. Okay, so that should do it, right? 356, 797, 121. And that's going to create, again, this first number, and they told us right here is the row number. So remember, index start at 0. And the second number is the column number. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, 0 to 3, 3 columns. That should do it. Hopefully no typos. And now what? Return the temp data array, right? Yep, we did that. Okay, let's see what I broke. It is num users. Are you joking? Oh, one moment. Quapow. All right, one more time. Ta-da! And it, ran. That was kind of anticlimactic. But hey, it worked. We could print it out if we really want to. We don't have to, so onward.